Okay, so I have always wanted to become a military surgeon. Yung true essence kasi ng military surgeon is manifested yung nasa battlefield ka, battlefield medicine, ika nga. Ito yung medical system na kung saan yung mga doctors, yung mga aidman, mga nurses mo ay mas malapit sa pinangyarihan ng combat operation. Yung tinatawag na far forward, sabi nga. You see kasi there are 11 divisions in the army, but only one general hospital. Most station hospitals sa army, hindi siya capable for surgical management. And they need to resort evacuating patients to the nearest civilian hospitals. Though this is not bad, but in the long run, this will not be sustainable. This will not be sustainable for the armed forces. And besides, the military battle casualties, mas madali kasi siyang masikaso Mas maganda ang patient care kung yung mga military doctors ang mag-treat sa kanila. Ang difference is being military doctors are more compassionate. Pareho silang sundalo So, during the Zamboanga siege, nung nandun kami, we noticed that the civilian populace, they care so much for the soldiers. Because itong mga sundalo natin, sila yung pag-asa na maibalik yung peace doon sa kanilang area kung saan sila nakatira, kung saan ang family nila, nasaan ang negosyo nila. So, they care so much for this military personnel during that time. And it was really heartfelt. Feel na feel natin yan. However, nung bumalik tayo dyan during the pandemic, makita natin na iba yung treatment nila sa sundalo. Parang wala na silang special consideration ba sa sundalo. And then, oftentimes, sa ibang unit na napuntahan ko, pag sundalo, lalo na pag ranger, nasugatan. Parang minamadali nila yung treatment. Sabihin nila, oh, di ba ranger ka? So, kahit wala na anesthesia. Di pa tumatalab yung anesthesia, inoperahan na nila. So, that's not the case. If you are a military doctor, and you have been to training, and you have been with these infantry people, yung mga naka-frontline na yan, you will know na you will be more compassionate sa kanila when you treat them. That's why only in the battlefield, can you experience talaga yung camaraderie and brotherhood. Someday, these military doctors will become leaders. Ang pinakamagandang baon nila is yung combat leadership na natutunan nila nung sila ay nandun sa field. When they become strategic leaders, they will become more responsive to the needs both sa tactical level hanggang sa strategic level. So, hindi naman sa sinasabi natin na lahat ng doktor dapat mag-infantry schooling, pero very important talaga na ma-assign sila dito sa battlefield. If not in the battlefield, sa pinangyarihan ng combat operation, as far forward as tactically feasible. In addition to add yung sa Marawi experience, nakita natin yung responsiveness ng mga medics, lalo na yung mga na-assign or directly involved sa battlefield. Yung mga tropa natin from the infantry battalions, ranger battalions, sanay na sanay sila sa gera kasi yung gera is their way of life. And when there is war, when there is fighting, there are casualties. And when there are casualties, laking bagay dyan yung mga medics. These medics would be better led, in my opinion, they would be better led by medical officers, because ang leadership ng medical officers would entail yung technical skills, medical knowledge and wisdom, at the same time coupled with compassion. Maraming units ngayon na ang leadership, hospital siya, pero ang leadership is non-doctors. Yeah, true, they are probably good in logistics, managing the hospital logistics, but ang military hospital should be led by, not by logistician, but compassionate medical corps officer. So with that, I'm thankful sa 1st Scout Ranger Regiment because nabigyan ako ng chance ng Rangers na makapag-serve sa kanila. And di naman natin pwedeng sabing short time, medyo mahaba-haba din, na dami ko natutunan sa Ranger, especially combat leadership. Tactical level, kahit tactical level siya, sometimes, pag umabot ka ng colonel, minamaliit na yung tactical level. But, ang true, yung pinaka-kindergarten ng military is yung nasa tactical level. And most of the things that you will learn later on at may apply mo sa leadership mo is doon mo siya matututunan during your tactical level years. So yan, basically, those are the summaries ng natutunan namin sa Zamboanga Siege and Marawi Siege. There is one time na mai-share ko lang yung gera nun sa Albarca na it is the longest. Sabi ko siguro, combine mo yung Zamboanga at saka Marawi Siege, yung encounter nun sa Zamboanga sa Albarca, was the fiercest na nasamahan ko and the closest. Matayan kami doon ng isang officer and isang enlisted personnel. Doon na-challenge yung knowledge ko with terms of medical knowledge because what I knew sa classroom and sa hospital, hindi ko na-apply. Kasi iba kasi yung doktor ka lang sa hospital at iba yung doktor ka sa battlefield. Meron doong tinatawag na fierce yung scenario, hostile. So na-challenge ako doon because sometimes important yung flexibility. Most of the time, important ang flexibility pagdating sa military medicine. That's why after that incident, there are some policies na sometimes it's hard for you to understand. However, you have to be flexible. And these policies dapat i-adapt mo siya kung saan ka unit na currently nagsaserve. When you grow up sa ganitong klase na environment, sometimes hindi mo siya matututunan sa school, pero when it comes yung scenario na ganyan, you will be asked to define or to make policies about such instances regarding medicine, military medicine. Nasa likod na siya ng utak mo, alam mo na because ikaw first hand na experience mo siya. These are things na hindi mo matutunan sa classroom, pero matututunan mo siya doon sa field. Sa pagdadala ng tao sa encounter man o sa admin. In terms of pagdadala ng tao, combat leadership, I think ang epitome ng leadership is hindi during peacetime. The epitome of leadership is during combat, na kung saan mo sa-challenge yung bravery, yung tenacity at yung principles mo. That's why I'm so glad na sa mga nasamahan namin tropa sa Ranger, kasama yung mga tropa ko sa Idman, sometimes 3 lang kami, 2. Madaling-dalin yung tropa kasi they know their roles sa Ranger. They know their roles kahit nasabihin natin enlisted sila, aidman sila, hindi sila doctors, pero they know their roles. And sometimes you just have to empower them and make them feel na yung decision nila and yung skills nila truly multiplier sila pagdating sa field. Isa ka lang na doctor. There was one time sa Marawi, during that 5 months, I was blessed na hindi tayo nagkasakit. Hindi tayo na wounded. Pero there was one time talaga nagkasakit ako doon. And talagang di ako makabangon, pero andun yung mga NCO ko, nandun yung chief namin, chief ng medical. And papasalamat ako kasi na-empower ko siya during the time na andun ako, so that nung ako'y na SIQ doon sa aking duyan, na isang araw, nang dumating yung multiple casualties, nakayanan niya. In fact, may isa pa kaming kasama doon na hindi pa trained as aidman. But his experience during that time sa Marawi, mas marami pa ata sa experience compared sa mga nag-schooling siya ng BMAC. So, experience is truly the best teacher para sa anumang medical schooling. Even leadership, pag-manage ng tropa and pag-lead ng mga tao, whether yan ay small team or big team. Now that I am leading a bigger hospital, hindi na siya actually ganun kahirap because ang basis ng pundasyon ng iyong leadership is built on courage, both physical courage and moral courage. Also, loyalty to your men. Yun na yung naging foundation ko. So, with that, madali na kahit anong klaseng, tingin ko kahit anong unit lang ibigay sa'yo, basta may ganun ka na foundation, kayang-kaya mo yan. Ano ang pinakamahirap at pinakamadrama na araw mo nung nasa field ka? Ang pinakamahirap is, siyempre, tao pa rin. Yung tropa mo, meron silang family problems na nadadala nila doon during operation. So, hindi may iwasan na may ganon. Nagkaroon ng konting conflict yung tropa ko noon sa Marawi. Naayos naman namin ng konting usapan lang, konting budal fight. Naayos namin. So, if magtuloy-tuloy yun, pag nawala kami doon, ang laki maging effect niya doon sa tropa kasi mawalan kami ng mga lifesavers. And then again, the Rangers being resilient, madali naman nakaka-rebound ang mga Rangers. And I guess lahat ng training, this is very important. The more difficult the training, the more resilient are the troops. That's why during war, yung mga unang, hindi sumusuko talaga ang mga Ranger. Pag may konting sugat sila, hindi nila, na-attitude nila, and that's the kind of spirit na dapat madala ng hindi lang na enlisted personnel, but all officers for that matter. Choose hard training, choose hard assignments. Because of this, you will learn to be resilient and more courageous. Later on, pag maghawak ka ng unit mo na mas malaki, baliwala na siya. No-amount na siya. Pinakamasayang araw ko nung nasa field, every time na may marinig kami na yung aming pasyente nabuhay nung nakarating siya sa malaking hospital, masaya siya. Every day masaya kasi andun ka sa battlefield, hindi mo alam kung kasama ka rin sa mga wounded, and everyday nagigising ka, masaya ka siyempre dahil buhay ka pa eh. Pero kami as medics, masaya kami pagka nabalitaan namin yung pasyente namin, may gunshot wound sa chest. Na-perform namin ng chest tube thoracostomy. Nabuhay siya. Yan ang pinakamasaya sa amin. Masaya ka as combat commander. Masaya ka as team leader. Pag yung tropa mo mismo, sila mismo nag-perform nun at properly yung pag-perform, nabuhay ang pasyente. Yan ang mga masasayang araw. Therefore, hindi ko talaga mabilang yung masasayang araw. Actually, ang pinakamalungkot na araw namin noon is nung pauwi na kami sa Marawi. Not because we are war freak individuals or not because we wish na meron pa kaming casualties, but because nakakamiss yung yung andun ka, nasanay ka na sa ganung senaryo, and then yung camaraderie during combat, during war, walang tatalo sa kanya. So, every day sa combat, masaya siya. Even kahit pangit, napaka-grim siyang pakinggan, every day sa combat, masaya siya. Nakita ko rin ito sa lahat ng Rangers na, yung talagang Yung mga Rangers, nagtatawanan pa in the midst of, yun nga, gera. So, yun. Nasaya talaga pagka sama-sama kayo, magkakabady. Sagot ko na itong pinakamalungkot na araw sa field. Sa training, ano ang hindi mo makakalimutan? For the record, I am honorary member of the Scout Ranger Class 192. The only difference is that nag-attempt kasi ako mag-training din ng SR 192. And I thank the officers and men during that time, led by General Dabalan, na binigyan ako ng opportunity. So nag-attempt ako, however, na-RTU rin ako sa 6th day because sa sakit na dumapo sa akin. Yun siguro ang pinakamahirap na every moment ng Ranger training mahirap talaga. Hindi sa biro-biro. And siguro kung ang take-home lesson ko nun is when you know yung difficulty ng training pa lang yun ng Rangers. Pagka bumalik ka na sa work mo, sa clinic, you know how, you do not just treat patients. You now treat Ranger students. Pagka nakita mo sila sa combat na samahan mo, hindi ka lang basta nagtitreat ng battle casualties. You now treat buddies, you treat friends, you treat relatives. So, it's really important na na yung patient mo, tao siya. And ang magpaparamdam sa'yo na tao siya is yung nakasama mo siya. In contrast to our big hospitals back in Manila, sa Bonifacio Hospital, sa Viluna, nung doon ako nag-duty, basta may pasyente kami, pasyente lang. Tinitreat ko lang siya according sa mga SOPs na natutunan ko sa College of Medicine. Ngayon, kahit maliit lang yung clinic dito ng Ranger, natitreat mo sila, alam mo na ito yung kailangan nila because you now treat with compassion. And hopefully, someday, marami pang mga medical corps officers dyan, mga nurses and aidman na who will get the chance na ma-assign dito. They could adapt and absorb those lessons from this unit. Because we need more officers someday to lead the health service with compassion sa pasyente nila. Hindi lang dahil nagpapatakbo ka ng hospital, but nagpapatakbo ka ng isang hospital na ang inaalagaan niya talaga ay human. Mga tao yan, inaalagaan mo. Sa pagserbisyo ko sa bayan, sa kabataan ngayon, hindi ako expert hindi naman ako expert sa advice. However, mapapansin mo ngayon, ang karamihan sa kabataan, comfort-oriented, wala ng patriotism, yung kabataan na papasok sa medical corps, papasok sila dahil daw ang ranggo captain na, or ang rank ganito ang sweldo mo, and then meron ka mga perks. Sa kabataan, do not look for perks. Pagpapasok ka sa service, kasi service, expect mo na masasaktan ka, expect mo na mahihirapan ka, expect mo na magsasacrifice ka. Yan ang service. Yan ang advice ko sa mga junior officers na papasok sa service. You serve because it's difficult. You do not serve because meron kang magkakaroon ka ng malaking sweldo, kakaroon ka ng ranggo kaagad na captain. You serve because you're sharing something to society. You're sharing something sa mga kasundaluhan natin. So, service means sacrifice. Nothing else. It's not the rank, it's not the position. So, like yung sinasabi, kahit na mag-serve ako sa Ranger hanggang mag-retire, okay lang sa akin. Because yan ang pinurso ko yung mag-serve sa kasundaluhan. Hindi naman yung maging colonel. Swerte na lang, naging colonel pa tayo. Pero kahit dito lang tayo, yun lang naman ang Yan lang ang aking yan lang ang aking passion. Kaya tayo nag-military doctor. So, ilang master? Ano eh?